Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back at the Wallen Cemetery, about 60 kilometres from Melbourne. Around 18 months or so ago I came here and brought you a short video about a man that's buried in this cemetery. Now this man is buried in an unmarked grave, and unfortunately it's not known where the grave is within the cemetery. He was a member of the Victoria Police Force and his name was Constable Hugh Bracken. Now I'm going to replay that short video that I did just to let you have a catch up and see what this story is all about. Then I'm going to come back and give you an update on what's happened. We'll see you shortly. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm about 50 kilometres from Melbourne in a little town called Wallen. I'm at the Wallen Cemetery to tell you about a police officer that's buried here. Now I don't know where his actual grave is within the cemetery because his grave is unmarked, and that's the reason for the video today. Buried in this grave is Constable Hugh Bracken, and he was one of the first police officers instrumental in the capture of the Cali gang. Whenever I head out to a cemetery, I always Google it first to see if there's anyone famous or infamous buried there. When I googled this cemetery, I found information relating to Constable Bracken, and I was dismayed to find out that his grave has been unmarked for 123 years. The first thing I thought was, why is someone who is so significant in not only Victoria's history but Australia's history laying in an unmarked grave for so long? Now, Constable Bracken was married twice. His first wife passed away in 1884 and they had one child, a son named Richard. His second wife passed away in 1894 and again they had one son, James, who was killed in action in 1918 in France. Constable Bracken passed away in 1900. Given that Constable Bracken came from Ireland, it's unlikely there are any descendants in Australia. This could account as to why the grave is unmarked. I'll leave a link in the description to a wiki page that details quite a lot about him. I've taken it upon myself to try and have his grave marked. So about 18 months ago I contacted the Victoria Police Historical Society, hoping they could do something about it, because they have placed markers on unmarked Victoria Police members' graves before. I was informed by them after a lot of backward and forward emails that they don't have the funds available for this project. Now, not being one to give up, I emailed the local state minister for this area as well as the Victoria Police Minister, hoping they'd be able to help. I was contacted by the local member's office, who said it is something that they are very interested in, and they've contacted the police minister and the federal minister on my behalf. Waiting now on a reply. Given the fact the wheels of politics move slowly, it may take some time. Stay tuned for another video once an outcome has been reached. Welcome back everybody. As you saw in the video, Constable Bracken was one of the police officers instrumental in the capture of Nick Kelly and his gang at Glenrowan. Constable Bracken unfortunately took his own life, and I would strongly suggest that it was due to PTSD, which was unknown back in those days. Now, the Victorian Police, the federal, state and local governments were all contacted about placing a memorial for Constable Bracken by myself some 3 years ago. And basically they all come back and said no, they wouldn't help because he didn't die in the line of duty. I'm just wondering if a serving police member today who was diagnosed with PTSD took their own life, if they would be recognised with some sort of insignia on their plaque. It's an interesting question. Anyway, the governments in their wisdom decided they wouldn't do anything about it, and they passed everything over to the Greater Cemetery Trust and the Wallen Cemetery Trust. And they raised a GoFundMe page to try and get a memorial plaque for Constable Bracken. The initial goal of the fund was $5,000, I believe. Well, they actually raised just over $12,000. Now, there has been a lot of hard work between the two cemetery trusts, and I believe there is going to be a large rock with a plaque on it placed somewhere near the entrance to the cemetery, along with a storyboard. And they're going to have an unveiling day on the 23rd of February this year, which is the anniversary of the death of Constable Bracken. Whilst it's great to see that there has been a favourable outcome, it's very disappointing from the government's point of view that they couldn't or wouldn't do anything about it, and that they just passed the buck, so to speak. Constable Bracken had a very hard life. He lost one son in the war in France, and lost a wife early in her life, so it wasn't an easy time for him. He will always be remembered now as somebody who was a part of Victorian, and for that matter Australian, history. So I'd like to see anyone who lives in the area or wants to come to the memorial to please turn up. As I said, 23rd of February, 10:30 a.m. at the Wallen Cemetery. It will be a good day, and it will certainly be a good day to remember Constable Bracken. All right, thank you very much for your time, everyone. As always, it's really appreciated. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment about this. I'd really love to know what everyone thinks. All right, thanks a lot. Bye for now.